I've been again. I've been drinking. I get filthy when the liquor get into me. I've been thinking.
Hey guys, Miss Brooklyn here. Welcome back to my channel, Miss Brooklyn's BeYouty-Corner. And in this video, I'm showing you how I constructed my full frontal unit using a hot glue gun. There's very limited sewing in this video involved, only for the frontal. So for those of us that can't stand sewing units, let's do it the easy way. Enough talking, let's jump right in the video.
How did this shit happen? Oh baby, drunk in love, we be all night.
So we're just going to start off by customizing our frontal, and I have mine on the dough mannequin, and I'm spraying it with just some regular water that I put in a bottle. And it's easier to customize your frontal when it is wet rather when it is dry. You're able to see where you're heading and the direction you're heading with when it is wet, and it's a lot easier to pluck. So I've done many frontal videos on my channel. Well, not many. I think I did about like 3. I will link them down below in the description box and across the screen in the card. All I'm doing is customizing my frontal to my liking. Now, if you ask me, this is probably the best frontal customization I have done personally. I'm still not where I want to be as far as realism in a frontal, how them other girls be looking on Instagram and all of that. But I am teaching myself as I go along. And you know the old saying, the more you practice, the better at it you become. If you ask me, this is the most realistic one that I have right now to this date versus the others that I have done in the past. So I'm going to continue customizing my frontal to my liking and plucking a realistic hairline to my liking. Now, the beauty of frontals is you can have any hairline that you like. So do your research, follow along, take your time. You will make mistakes, but you will learn as you go. The hair that I'm using is from Ali Pearl Hair off of AliExpress. I'll leave all the information, the specs, the lengths, everything you need to know about the hair down below in the description box, along with the website to the vendors and the exact hair bundles I have. And I also did a full video on how I got this gorgeous purple violet, unicorn violet hair. I love this hair so much because it is 3-dimensional. It's so many different tones in the color. It's so unicornish. I love it. I even have some green in here. Like, I love this hair color so much. I'll leave a full video down below on how I achieve this look. As you can see, my frontal is coming together. It's looking more and more like a natural hairline, how I want it. I have to say, this frontal from Ali Pearl Hair off of AliExpress is really, really easy to work with. I really do enjoy this hair. I love this frontal so much. Like I mentioned, I think it's probably the best frontal I've done yet so far. So that's pretty much it. I'm going in and I'm refining the baby hairs, and now we're just going to move on to making our unit. I'm using the mesh dome cap. It's what I prefer to use right now. And for this method, we are not doing any sewing. We are going to glue it on. The only sewing that we will do is with the actual frontal. You don't want to glue your frontal onto it. Trust me, it's not going to come out good. So like we've done in previous videos, we're going to attach our frontal. We're going to bring it over the hairline, a little bit over. You want the frontal hanging over the bands of the actual dome cap. That is the best way to start applying your frontal, because when it goes on your head, it's going to look a lot more real. It's going to look a lot better because you're going to cut off the excess Spanx dome cap, if you will. So as always, you're just going to go ahead and measure it from length, and you're going to go ahead and start sewing. I made a mistake and I sewed with my needle pointing my face direction. Instead, you want your needle pointing downward towards your chest. You want it pointing towards yourself, like your chest. Every time your needle inserts the mesh and the lace, you want it to be pointing towards your chest and your face. I did it opposite way as far as going upward. It doesn't lay as flat when you sew upward than rather when you sew downward. Like I said, my previous videos will explain that theory if it doesn't make any sense to you in this way, but my needle should have been pointing the other direction. It still came out great. It was still flat and taut because I take my time in sewing, and I'm very meticulous with sewing really flat and taut. As you guys can see, it's like a really seamless sew.
Say
So now all I'm going to do is cut the excess lace off, but I'm not going to cut too much of it off because I want to leave myself enough room so when I do put it on my head, I can measure and cut where I need to cut and continue to customize where I need to customize. But for now, I'm just going to get the excess of this out of the way, and then I'm going to cut off the excess Spanx dome cap from underneath it. You don't need that anymore. You don't want to cut it too wildly because you don't want your lace to unravel. Don't cut too close to where you have thread the lace to the dome cap. All right, all done. Now you want to take a plastic bag and put it over your mannequin head because you don't want your glue to stick to the mannequin head and your Spanx dome cap. It's easy removal if you just use a plastic bag. We're going to go ahead and secure our dome cap down. Mine looks small because I have a very small head, although now with my hair growing crazy and becoming thicker and thicker by the day, I got to make it bigger, but it fits my head. We're going to use a hot glue gun and some glue sticks. It really doesn't matter. Some people say it does matter, but I find for me, it really doesn't matter because I cover the glue anyway. So all you're going to do is measure, and little by little, you're going to line it up, do straight lines, and you're going to press the wefting of the tracks down onto where you glued. Take your time, little by little. It's a lot faster than sewing. The job is still neat. It gets it done, and it does last. You can wash the hair. You can do all of that. So I rather sew because it's a lot more pliable than glue. But for those of us that don't know how to sew, this is your option. You can still make your own wigs. So it's pretty much self-explanatory. I'm just lining it up, adding my glue, and then putting the hair on top of it, and I'm just holding it down onto it for a couple of seconds and continuing. And yes, I do the fold over method in this. All you're going to see here is I'm going to start folding the hair. I'm going to put the glue down to where I want it to go, and then I'm going to lay the hair flat directly on top of it. As you can see, I do my tracks really close to each other because I don't want that white glue to show when it dries down. I do know there are some glues that dries down invisible, so you can look for those sticks. I don't really know which ones are which. I really just get glue sticks. I don't know which ones are which, so I guess it's up to you. But yeah, this is it. It's self-explanatory, right on top of each other. Not right on top of each other, but really close to each other, leaving no gap because I want to cover all the dry glue marks. Because as you guys can see, it's looking really, really good. And I'm just going to continue with the fold over method. I don't cut any of my wefts until I get to the top and it can't fit anymore. That's when I cut it. But for the most part, all my bundles are still one hole. As you can see, I'm continuing my formation in a U formation until I fill in the entire perimeter of the actual dome cap, and my wig is as full as I want. I use all 4 bundles and my frontal. Yes, I like my units full, and it's not heavy and it doesn't feel like I use 4 bundles, but again, my lengths are pretty long. That's really about it. The rest of it is just self-explanatory. You're going to continue doing this until you hit the top of the crown of the head, and then you can start to cut the wefts and measure. And yeah, it's really quick. It took about 30 minutes to do this entire wig. I like to let it stay overnight to dry. I don't cut it or pull the plastic from it the very moment I'm done. I like to let it stay overnight and dry. So I suggest you do that just so that the glue could be nice, firm, and set, and the hair is not going anywhere. But as you guys can see, it is really, really neat.
Yo, yeah. Nah, 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 yeah. Long time. Yeah. I feel the sun, feel the sun, feel the sun. Drop me heavy in the water. I wanna run, but you keep me at the altar.
So now I'm just combing the hair back, seeing how it looks. Everything is looking good. I'm fully done, and I'm just gonna remove the plastic cap, the plastic bag from underneath it. Like I said, I do it a day later. So this is pretty much it. All you have to do now is style it on your head. I added a little bit of curls, and yeah, I just put it on. It's not even glued down or anything like that. This is just it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, AliPro vendor, and all the information is down below in the description box. And yeah, like this video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.